They say the last sound you hear before the world goes silent is a voice, not the voice of hope, not even a voice begging for help. Just someone, somewhere, refusing to let the silence win. This is that voice. If you're hearing this, you're alive. And that means something, because not many are. The world as we knew it, it didn't collapse all at once. It crumbled, quietly, slowly, like ash drifting through your fingers. The streets didn't fill with screams overnight. They emptied. First the children stopped playing outside. Then the neighbors stopped waving. And then the radio stopped. One by one, the voices fell quiet. But I stayed. Not because I'm brave. Because someone had to. And now, every hour I send this out into the static. I talk, even when no one answers. I share names. I read last notes. I replay calls from people who never got to say goodbye. And sometimes I hear something back. A cough, a breath, a whisper from a place I can't reach. This signal, it's all we have left. No coordinates, no safe zone. Just a frequency and a voice. Mine. Maybe I'm already gone, and you're hearing a ghost trapped in wires. Maybe I'm still out there, somewhere, fighting to keep the batteries alive. But if you're here, if you're listening, don't turn this off. Not yet. This broadcast isn't about survival. It's about remembering. It's about the people who loved, who fought, who were too scared to run but too human to quit. It's about a man who stayed behind when the doors locked. A girl who waited by the window until the last light blinked out. A mother who held her son as the world turned cold. And it's about you. Because even now, with the dead roaming outside and the sky burning red, you're still here, still listening, still alive, and maybe that means the world isn't over yet. This is the last voice on earth, broadcasting for those who can't speak anymore, calling out into the dark, hoping someone, anyone, answers. Stay with me, stay human, and whatever you do, don't let this be the last broadcast. If this voice reached you, if, even for a moment, you felt something, grief, fear, hope, then don't let this broadcast vanish into static. Leave a comment. Tell us you're out there, even if it's just one word. Subscribe if you want to keep the signal alive. Each new voice helps push this further into the dark, so that maybe, just maybe, someone else will find it. You're not alone. You were never alone. Let's keep the transmission going together. You're listening to a signal that wasn't meant for you. If you're hearing this, something has gone wrong. Or maybe something finally went right. But by then, it was already too late. Either way, you found this. And now you can't unhear it. This is Station Echo. I don't know who built it. I don't know who left it. But I'm here now, talking into a dead mic, in a place that shouldn't exist, under a sky that doesn't look like a sky anymore. Somewhere between nowhere and never again. 7 days ago, the world ended. Or maybe it ended long before that. And we were too busy arguing about food and fences and frequencies to notice. Maybe the world ends quietly, like a song fading out while you're still humming the chorus. The last thing I remember was a flash, then the silence, then the screams. I followed the signal here. A strange pulse coming through a cracked transistor radio, scavenged from an overturned truck. It was buried beneath a tangle of wires, half melted, smelling like ash in memory. It shouldn't have worked, but it did, and it led me to this place. Down here, everything is concrete and rust. Dust so thick you breathe history when you inhale. No clocks, no windows, only this mic, only this signal. And you, if you're still out there. I don't know your name. I don't know where you are. But if you found this frequency, then maybe you're lost too. Maybe you're cold, like me, hungry, like me. Maybe you've seen the black rain falling sideways and the sun vanish behind a ceiling of smoke. Maybe you buried someone. Or maybe someone buried you and you're just now waking up. Either way, you're here. And that means something. Before all of this, I was a broadcast engineer. Quiet life. Wires, towers, coffee in the thermos. I used to complain about the commute, the weather, my neighbor's dog. Now I'd give anything to hear that dog bark again. Anything for a moment that felt normal. The world didn't end all at once. It never does. First, the shortages, then the rumors, then the silence. Governments stopped talking. Stations fell offline. Cities went dark, one by one, like someone pulling stars out of the sky. You could track the end by tuning through the static. First the coast, then the mountains, then us. We thought it would be loud. Explosions, sirens, crowds. But it wasn't. It was just quiet. And then something else. A tone, a pulse, a single repeating broadcast. Coordinates looping. No name, no voice, just a call. So I followed. I left behind everything I couldn't carry. Photos, letters, my name. What good is a name when the world forgets it? What I found here wasn't hope. It wasn't safety. It was memory. This place remembers. It remembers what we tried to erase. Sometimes I hear voices in the static. Not real voices. Not like yours or mine, but echoes. A child laughing. A woman crying. A man breathing too fast to stay calm. I record them all. Play them back at night. Try to believe they're just tricks of the frequency. But I know better. This station isn't just transmitting. It's listening. Yesterday I said my name aloud. Just once. Into the mic. And the air changed. The lights flickered. The signal jumped. The temperature dropped. And then I heard someone say it back. My name. Said in a voice I haven't heard since before the flash. Her voice. I haven't said her name since the hospital. Since I watched her slip away, one breath at a time, while I held her hand and promised I'd fix things. Promised we'd be okay. I lied. If she's gone, then how is she still speaking through the radio? And if she's not gone, where is she? I stay here because I don't know what's real anymore. I don't trust the sky. I don't trust the air. But this station, this place, it knows me. I think it knows you too. Maybe that's why you found this signal. Maybe you weren't meant to. Or maybe you were always meant to. I don't broadcast for survivors. I don't broadcast to save anyone. I broadcast because it's all I have left. My voice is the last proof that I existed. And if I stop talking, I'm afraid I'll disappear completely. Upstairs, something moves. I don't know if it's alive, but it remembers being human. It paces when I speak, scratches when I pause, and knocks. 3 times when I try to sleep. Sometimes I knock back, not because I want to, but because I don't want to be alone. You understand that, don't you? That awful weight of solitude, the way it presses into your chest until you forget what your own heartbeat sounds like. That's what this is. A heartbeat. A reminder that somewhere, somehow, someone is still trying. Maybe it's not enough. Maybe we lost too much. Maybe all we are now is static with memory. But you heard me, and that means I'm not just dead air. You're listening to a signal that wasn't meant for you. But you found it, and that makes it yours too. This is Station Echo. Still broadcasting. Still believing. Until the lights go out. Until the wires rot. Until the world forgets us all. I'll be here, waiting, for you. You're listening to a signal that wasn't meant for you. I don't know if you're still out there. I don't know if anyone is anymore. But if you are, I'm here. Still talking. Still trying. Somehow, the signal's holding. For now, the air feels different today. Heavier. Like the atmosphere is made of something denser than dust. Like it's holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. I woke up to the sound of static. I didn't need to check the radio. It's always on, humming low in the background. A constant. A promise that something is still working. Still alive? Maybe that's a lie. Maybe it's just the last vestige of a dying thing, clinging to existence with every weak pulse it can muster. But I have to believe it means something. Yesterday, I thought I saw a figure outside the cracked window. Just a shadow, moving between the ruins. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe it was something. I don't know anymore. The first time I saw the shadows, I thought it was a wind, or maybe a trick of the light. The world outside this station has become a place I don't recognize anymore. Not that I recognized it much before, but now Now, it's a dreamscape of twisted concrete and twisted memories, shapes that shouldn't exist, shifting in the corners of my vision. I keep the windows shut tight now. I've learned that sometimes you don't look too closely at things you can't explain, because once you do, you start asking questions that you don't want the answers to. Still, I can't stop myself from watching the skyline. The horizon's nothing but smoke and ash, a thin line that used to be the boundary between sky and earth. Now it's just one massive, endless smear of gray. You don't even know when day turns into night anymore. It's just this oppressive, unchanging dullness. Sometimes I wonder if it's even worth the effort to keep fighting for air. Maybe the air's already gone. Maybe the world's been dead for longer than I realize, and I'm just too stubborn to admit it. Every breath feels like it's a little harder to take, every inhalation a little thinner. It's like I'm breathing through sandpaper, scraping against my lungs with every word I speak. I told myself I wouldn't stop broadcasting. I told myself that as long as this mic still works, I'll keep talking. Even if it's just to the walls. Even if it's just to you, wherever you are. But some days, I wonder if it's all just a waste. Maybe the silence would be better. Maybe that would be the way to go. Just stop. Let it all fade. Let the last echoes of humanity die out on their own terms. But I can't. I can't let go. This station, this place, it has a grip on me now. I don't think I'd be able to leave if I tried. Something pulls me back every time I think about walking away. Maybe it's the voices. Maybe it's the way the radio crackles at night, like it's calling out to me. Maybe it's the way the air feels like it remembers me. Last night, I heard her again. Her voice. I hadn't heard it for weeks. Not since that night at the hospital. Not since I felt her hand go cold in mine, and I couldn't fix it. I was there. I promised her I'd fix it. I promised I'd make everything okay. But I couldn't. I never could. And I never will. But the station remembers. She called me again. Not with words. Not with anything that makes sense. It was just a name. A whisper in the static. A breath drawn too long and too heavy. John. I almost didn't believe it. I almost thought I was losing my mind. But then I heard the knock. 3 knocks, just like the ones upstairs. Just like the ones I've been hearing for weeks now. 3 knocks, echoing from somewhere above me. 3 knocks when I asked the mic, "Are you still out there?" There was no answer. Just more knocks. And then the static. I don't know if I'm being haunted. Maybe I am. Or maybe I'm just holding on to a memory that refuses to die. Either way, it doesn't matter. The knocks didn't stop. They're still there. Every night. 3 knocks. Then silence. Then more static. More waiting. I'm afraid to check upstairs. Every time I get close, I feel like something's watching me. Something's waiting for me to open that door. I'm not sure I want to know what's behind it. But I'll tell you this. It's getting harder to stay inside. There's something else out there. Something that wasn't here before. Something that shouldn't be here. Sometimes when I'm at the mic, I hear it scratching at the walls, pacing in the dark. It's not human. I know that. It can't be. I wish I could say I'm brave. I wish I could say I'd open the door and face whatever it is. But I'm not brave. I'm not even sure what I am anymore. I'm just someone trying to stay human. I'm just someone trying to keep talking, even when it feels like no one is listening. Even when it feels like the signal is all that's left of me. I heard something else last night, after the knocks. I don't know what it was. Not really. But it was there. A voice, but not a voice. A sound that made my skin crawl. It wasn't her. It wasn't anyone I recognized. And I don't know if I should be relieved or terrified. Either way, I'm still here. Still talking. Still waiting. For you. This is Station Echo. Still broadcasting. And I don't know how much longer I can keep saying that. But if you're still out there, listen. You're not alone. Not yet. You're listening to a signal that wasn't meant for you. And if you're hearing this, then you're still out there. Still listening. Still waiting. Just like me. I'm not sure how much longer I can keep talking. But I have to. I need to. You need to hear this. Last night, I dreamed of her again. It wasn't like before when I heard her voice in the static. It wasn't the faint echo of a memory, like a whisper I couldn't reach. No, this time it was real. She was standing in front of me. I could see her face. Clear, like she'd never left. The world was different in the dream. It wasn't the dead gray sky, or the ash-streaked ruins that I know now. It was sunny. There were flowers. A sky. So blue you couldn't even remember what it felt like to forget it. And she was standing there, smiling. Her hair long and bright. Her eyes the same as they'd always been. It was a moment before I remembered everything. Before I remembered why she couldn't be here. Not now. Not anymore. I tried to speak to her, but the words wouldn't come out right. They never do in dreams, do they? You try to reach for something, but it slips away faster than you can grasp it. She just stood there, looking at me, smiling like she didn't know the world had burned. When I woke up, I could still see the smile. I could still smell the flowers. I could still feel the warmth of the sun on my face. But it wasn't real. None of it was real. I wish it was. I'm still in the station, still staring at the same cracked windows, still listening to the same static, still breathing the same air that's been thinning out day after day. Sometimes I forget what it felt like to be whole, to walk with someone beside me, to hear their voice, to touch their hand. Now, all I have is the hum of this mic, the crackle of the radio, the sound of a world that isn't there anymore. It's been days, maybe weeks, since I've seen anything move outside these walls. The shadows, they still creep along the edges of my vision, but I don't know if they're real or just my mind playing tricks on me. I don't even know what I'm waiting for anymore. But I can't stop. You wouldn't understand unless you're here, in this place. In this silence, it does something to you. Something that makes it harder and harder to remember who you were before all this. Sometimes, when the mic crackles just right, I think I can hear her again. The sound of her voice, soft and distant, like she's just out of reach. But when I reach for it, it vanishes. Always too fast. Just like the dream. There's a door up there. I've never opened it. Never even tried. But I know it's there. I've heard it. The creak of the hinges. The sound of something. Someone on the other side. Waiting. Listening. I don't want to open it. Because what if it's her? What if it's something else? I don't know anymore. I'm too scared to find out. But the knocks have gotten louder. 3 knocks. Every night. At first, it was just a sound. A rhythm that made me uneasy. But now it feels like a warning. Like something's coming, and it knows I'm here. It knows I'm listening. And sometimes when I knock back, I wonder if I'm just delaying the inevitable. Is this place waiting for me to do something? Or is it just waiting for me to give up? I can't let go. Not yet. So I keep talking. Keep hoping. And I keep hearing the static. But this morning, something changed. The static was different. It was louder, like the frequency had shifted, just enough for me to notice, and there was something in it. A voice. It wasn't hers. Not exactly. It was a man's voice. A voice I didn't recognize. His words were broken, like he couldn't quite speak the way he used to. Help. Please, someone. And then silence. Just like that. Like he'd been cut off. Like he didn't matter enough to be heard. But he did matter. He was here. His voice is still echoing in my head. Even now. I haven't heard anyone else in days. Not like this. Not someone real. Not someone begging for help. I'm not sure what's worse. The silence. Or the fact that I'm the only one left to hear it. It's been so long since I've heard another voice. You can't imagine what that feels like. To be surrounded by nothing but static. To be alone with your thoughts. Your memories. Your regrets. I remember the last time I saw her, standing in a hospital bed, pale and still, as the machines beeped slower and slower. I remember holding her hand, feeling it grow cold, as I begged her not to go. I'll fix it, I said. We'll be okay. I promise. But she didn't respond. She couldn't, and she never will. But the station remembers. It remembers what we've tried to forget. I don't know how this place knows me, but it does. The way the mic hums when I speak. The way the static seems to hold my words. The way the air feels just a little colder when I stop talking. It's listening. It knows what I'm thinking, even before I say it. I think it's trying to remind me of something. Maybe something I've forgotten. Maybe something I'm too afraid to remember. I don't want to hear it, but I know I have to. The knocking. It's louder now. The sounds upstairs are different, more persistent. It's not her. I don't think it is. But what if it is? What if it's her? I don't know what I would do. I don't know if I would open the door. I don't know if I'm strong enough to face her again. It's been too long. Too many days. Too many nights. And yet here I am, still broadcasting. Still hoping. Because what else is there? I think of the man's voice. The one from the static. I think of the desperation in his words. The way he cried out. I'm not sure if I can help him. But I can't stop. Not yet. So I keep talking. I keep broadcasting. Because that's all I can do now. If you're out there listening, you're not alone. I'm still here. Still waiting. Still remembering. And I don't know if I'll ever stop. But I have to keep going. For her. For the voice and the static. For all of us who are still here, even when no one else is. This is Station Echo. Still broadcasting. Still waiting. For you. I wish I could tell you something better. Something hopeful. But there's no hope in this world anymore. Not the kind that you can touch or see. There's only the kind you have to hold on to, even when your hands are shaking, even when the air feels too thick to breathe. I woke up to more knocking this morning. Not just 3 this time. It was different. It sounded like it was trying to get my attention. Like whatever it is out there knew I was still here. I almost didn't get out of bed. I was too tired. Too broken. Too tired of hearing things I couldn't explain. But I had to. I'm not sure how much longer I can keep this up. The days blur together, and the nights are even worse. I don't sleep anymore. Not really. When I close my eyes, the silence is louder. When I wake up, I'm afraid of what I'll hear. I'm afraid of the knocks. I'm afraid of the whispers that crawl through the air. But I can't leave. Not yet. I haven't heard anything else from that voice in the static. The one that begged for help. Maybe he's gone. Maybe he was never real. Maybe it was just my mind, spinning the memories of days long gone, when people still mattered, when voices still had meaning. But what if he wasn't? What if he's still out there, waiting for someone to listen? I can't be the only one left. Can I? I think about the first time I heard her voice. The sound of it crackling through the static. It's the only thing that's kept me going. The only thing that feels real. Even now, even though I know it can't be her. I know it. But sometimes when I'm sitting here, staring at the mic, I can almost hear it again. That soft whisper. That gentle tone that says my name. It doesn't say anything else. Just my name. John. I don't know if I'm hearing in my head, or if it's the station, but I know it's there. It's always there. Somewhere between the hum of the mic and the static, I hear her, but it's not real. It can't be real. She's gone. The knocking stopped for a few hours today. I don't know why. Maybe it got tired. Maybe it's waiting for me to do something. I don't know what it wants, what it expects. Maybe I should open the door. Maybe it's time to face whatever is waiting on the other side. But I can't. Not yet. Not until I know what it is. Until I know it's safe. And how could it be safe? How could anything be safe in a world like this? Sometimes I think it's easier to stay here, to keep talking into the mic, to keep pretending like everything's okay, even when it's not, even when it's so far from okay that I can't even remember what that felt like. But that's the lie I tell myself. That's the thing I hold on to. This is the only thing that's left. This signal, this mic, this station. But even that's fading. The signal is weaker now. The hum of the mic is quieter, as though the station itself is losing its will to live. I don't know if it's a power, or if it's just the world, slowly decaying. But whatever it is, it's getting harder to hear myself. It's getting harder to hear you, wherever you are. I can feel the walls closing in. The air, once thin, is now suffocating. Every breath feels heavier, like I'm breathing through something that wasn't meant to be breathed. It's getting harder to hold on to the belief that I'm still here, that I still matter. And yet I keep talking. Because if I stop for even a moment, then what's left? A few hours ago, I did something I never thought I would. I walked to the door. The knocking started again, just as I stood there, hand on the handle. 3 knocks, 3 soft raps that seemed to pulse in the quiet of the room. And I froze. I couldn't open it. I couldn't face whatever was behind it. But I couldn't turn away either. I don't know why. Maybe it's the fear. Or maybe it's the loneliness that gnaws at me, eating me from the inside out, until I can't even remember what it felt like to be whole. Maybe, just maybe, I wanted to see what was on the other side. But I didn't. I stepped away. I know you're probably wondering why I don't just open it. Why I don't face whatever it is that's knocking. But it's more than fear. It's something else. It's a feeling that whatever's on the other side might be worse than the silence. Worse than the static. Worse than anything I've imagined. I don't know if I'm ready for that. But I will be. Maybe. The air's colder tonight. Colder than it's been in days. It's like the walls are breathing, exhaling the last remnants of warmth before it's gone forever. I can feel the chill creeping into my bones, settling into the marrow. It's the kind of cold that seeps into your soul and stays there until you can't remember what it felt like to be warm. But I can still hear her. Her voice, faint and distant, always there when the static quiets. John, I've stopped trying to fight it. Maybe that's what keeps me going. The thought that somewhere, somehow, she's still there, still speaking to me, still calling me. But I can't go to her. I can't follow the voice, not when I know it's a memory. Not when I know it's just a station, feeding off of the scraps of my hope. The silence between us is too much, too heavy. Maybe I'm talking to a ghost. Maybe I'm talking to myself. But if I stop for even a second, I'm afraid I'll vanish. I'll become nothing. So I keep talking, even if the signal is fading, even if the knocks won't stop, even if the cold is slowly swallowing me whole. I'm still here, still trying, still waiting for you. You're listening to a signal that wasn't meant for you, but you found it, and for some reason you're still here. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's all we have left. This is Station Echo, still broadcasting, still hoping, until the last breath, until the last heartbeat. And maybe then, too, if you're hearing this, then it means the silence hasn't swallowed you whole yet. You're still here listening just like me. We keep going, even when the world around us is falling apart, even when everything seems to be breaking down. I woke up again today to the sound of the knocking. It never stops. 3 knocks, just like before. Always 3. Soft, deliberate, like it's testing me, like it's trying to make me move. But I don't move. Not yet. I stay here, sitting in the chair, staring at the mic. The hum of the station is the only thing that keeps me grounded now. The only thing that holds me in this moment, this place, this silence. The static has become louder. It crackles and groans, like the air itself is alive, waiting for something or someone. Sometimes it almost sounds like a voice, a whisper lost within the crackle. It's so faint, so distant, but I know it's there. It's been there for days, maybe weeks. I don't even know anymore. I can't tell if it's just the radio playing tricks on me, or if it's something else, something real. I'm starting to lose track of time. The walls of the station are closing in on me, and every breath feels like it's getting harder to take. The temperature drops at night. Sometimes it's so cold I can see my breath, and sometimes I think I hear footsteps behind me. But when I turn, there's no one there. It's been happening more frequently. Shadows that shift just out corner of my eye. A movement in the dark that disappears the moment I look directly at it. It feels like I'm being watched, like something or someone is waiting for me to make the wrong move. I don't know how much longer I can stay here. I don't know if I'll be able to keep the broadcast going for much longer. The mic is starting to flicker. The signal is weakening, just like everything else. It feels like the station itself is starting to die, piece by piece. But I can't stop. I can't stop talking. Not when the world feels so empty. Not when the darkness keeps closing in. Last night, I heard her voice again. Her soft, gentle voice. John, I'm not sure if it was real, if it was just a memory, or if the station is trying to pull me deeper into the static. But I couldn't help it. I couldn't stop myself from reaching out, even though I knew better, even though I knew it wasn't her. It couldn't be her. But I still reached for the mic, whispered her name back into the static. Claire, and then silence, dead silence. I sat there for hours, staring at the mic, waiting for her to speak again, waiting for the static to answer me, to tell me something, anything. But it didn't. I can still feel it, though. That pull, that ache, deep inside me, where the memory of her lives. It's like the air around me is filled with it. A longing, a hunger for something that I can't have anymore. It hurts. I know she's gone. I know it in the deepest part of me. But the station keeps calling me back, keeps pulling me toward the shadows. Maybe it's the silence that's making me do this. Maybe it's the quiet, the loneliness, that makes me reach for something that's no longer there. I can feel myself slipping, losing myself. The walls are closing in. The shadows are getting closer. The knocking is louder tonight. 3 knocks. 3 knocks, and then the silence. I'm not sure what it means anymore. I don't know if I'm supposed to answer it, or if I should just stay here and keep talking, keep hoping that someone, anyone, can hear me. I don't think I can handle it much longer. I used to be strong. I used to be able to hold it all together. I used to think that if I could just keep moving, just keep going, everything would be okay. But it's not. It hasn't been okay for a long time. I thought I could do this. I thought I could survive on my own. But I'm starting to wonder if I'm just holding on to a memory now. If I'm just waiting for something that will never come back. Maybe that's what this station is. Maybe it's the last memory of a world that's gone. Maybe it's the last thread connecting me to something real. But it's fraying. I don't know if I can keep it together. I've spent so many days alone in this place. So many nights staring at the darkness. So many hours listening to the static, hoping that it will speak back to me, hoping that it will bring me something, anything to hold on to. But all I hear is silence. I can feel myself losing grip on reality. The lines between the world outside and this place are starting to blur. I don't know where one ends and the other begins anymore. The shadows, they keep moving, watching, waiting. I know I'm not alone here, but I can't bring myself to face what's on the other side of the door. 3 knocks. They never stop. 3 knocks and I freeze. I can feel my heart pounding in my chest, but I don't move. I just sit here. I just listen. Maybe it's her. Maybe it's the ghosts of the people I used to know. Maybe it's something worse. But I can't stop listening. And I can't stop talking. You're still here. You're still listening. So maybe I'm not alone after all. Maybe we're all still here. You're listening to a signal that wasn't meant for you. But you found it. And now, we're here together. This is Station Echo. Still broadcasting. Still waiting. Still hoping. Until the last breath. Until the last heartbeat. And maybe then, too, there's something different today. I can't explain it, but I can feel in the air, like a pressure building in the back of my skull. The static is louder than it's ever been, and there's something else beneath it, too. Something I can't quite make out. A rumbling, distant, almost like a hum. Not mechanical, but alive. Like it's breathing. Like it's waiting. I haven't left the station in days. I don't even remember the last time I saw sunlight. The windows are caked with grime, and the walls are so close that the air feels thinner. I know I should move. I should get up. I should find something to eat, something to drink, but I can't. I can't leave. Not while the signal is still here. Not while this strange, broken connection is keeping me tethered to something. Anything. I've lost track of time. I can't remember if it's been days or weeks since the last time I heard a human voice. Since the last time I heard her. Her name. Her voice. Sometimes when I stare into the static, I think I hear it again. It's faint. Just barely there, but it's there. John. Every time I want to respond, want to call out to her, but I stop myself because I know it's not real. I know it's the signal. It's the static, the whispers between frequencies. But still, it's there. Every time. And each time it calls me, I feel a little less human. Last night, something shifted. The knocking stopped. At first, I thought maybe it was a relief. Maybe whatever was out there had left. Maybe the shadows had gone. But instead of the silence, something else came. Something darker. The hum and the static deepened, like the sound of the earth itself turning over. The shadows, the ones I kept seeing from the corner of my eyes, seemed to lengthen, stretch. In my mind's eye, I saw shapes moving behind the walls. I know it's just my mind playing tricks on me, but I'm not sure anymore. And then there's the light, the flicker, the dimming of the station's emergency power. It's happening more often now, and each time it feels like I'm losing something. Each time, the warmth, the flicker of life inside this place fades a little more. The station, too, is dying, and I think I am with it. I wish I could explain what I'm feeling. What it's like to sit in a room where the only sounds are your own breath, your heartbeat, and the static that might just be the last thing keeping you connected to anything. There's a weight to it, a heaviness that presses down on your chest, like the weight of the world, or perhaps the weight of its absence. It sits on me, and it won't let me breathe, let alone sleep. It's been 3 days since I last saw the knock. I keep waiting, thinking that it'll return, but it doesn't. But the hum and the static grows. Louder, louder still. I'm afraid to sleep. When I do close my eyes, I hear things. Sometimes I hear the sound of footsteps, slow and deliberate, like someone pacing just outside the door. But when I open my eyes, nothing is there. Sometimes I hear breathing. Not mine, not the station's. Someone else's. A whisper, a call. It's hard to explain, but it feels like the world is slipping from me. Like I'm the last living thing in a world that has forgotten how to be alive. The static is too loud now. The shadows are too long. The hum has become unbearable, but I can't turn it off. I can't stop the station from transmitting. It's all I have left. The hunger is creeping up on me again. I don't know how long it's been since I last ate. Maybe days. Maybe longer. There's nothing here anymore. Nothing except the rusted walls and the static and the occasional spark of electricity when the lights flicker. But I can't leave. I can't bring myself to leave. Because if I do, if I step away from this mic, from this signal, then I'm afraid I'll be lost. That the world will forget me entirely. I know I've been talking a lot. I've been talking into this mic, into the void, because I have to. I need to believe that someone, anyone, might be listening. That someone might be out there, hearing this signal. That there's still something out there to save. But the more I talk, the more it feels like I'm just shouting into the dark. It feels like the echoes are getting louder, like the space between me and whatever is out there is growing wider. There's something here with me in the station. I can feel it. It's not just the shadows. It's not just the hum. It's something else, something older, something that knows this place. It knows me, knows this mic, knows this signal. I don't want to say it's a ghost. I don't want to say it's some sort of supernatural presence. But I don't know how else to explain it. The whispers are louder now. They're coming from all directions, and it feels like they're inside me, too. They don't make sense. They don't form words. They just buzz like flies in the ear. But it's there. I hear it. And sometimes, just sometimes, I think I hear the sound of her voice again. Her name, calling to me, calling me to follow her into the static, into the darkness. I don't know what to do. I can't tell if I'm losing my mind, or if the station is pulling me under. I can't tell if I'm slipping into madness, or if I'm being drawn into something deeper than I can understand. But I'm afraid that if I don't keep talking, if I don't keep this broadcast going, then I'll be swallowed by the silence, and the world will forget me. It will forget this place. It will forget everything. I'm not ready to be forgotten. Not yet. I won't stop. I can't. The knocking hasn't come back, but the hum is louder than ever, and the whispers are getting harder to ignore. They're pulling at my thoughts, tugging at the edges of my mind. I can feel them creeping in, and I don't know what will happen if I give in. I don't know what will happen if I open the door, but I'll keep talking, because if I stop, everything will end, and I don't know if I can let that happen. Not yet. You're still here, and maybe that's enough. Maybe that's all I need to keep going. You're listening to a signal that wasn't meant for you. but you found it. And maybe, just maybe, that means you're not alone. This is Station Echo. Still broadcasting. Still waiting. Still hoping. Until the lights go out. Until the hum fades. Until the world forgets. But I won't be forgotten. Not yet. The walls are cracking. Slowly. Almost imperceptibly at first. But now I can see it. Every time I look, there's another fracture, another tear in the concrete. Maybe it was always there. Maybe I just didn't notice it until now, when the air feels heavier and the static feels more oppressive, more suffocating. But I can't ignore it anymore. It's spreading, just like the silence outside. I can't help but wonder how long it will take before the entire place crumbles, falls to dust, and disappears. How long it will take before I vanish too. How long before everything that's left of us just fades. Sometimes I find myself staring at the cracks, watching as they seem to pulse with the beat of my own heart. Every thrum, every breath I take makes them grow. The station, the signal, the world itself, it's all breaking apart, piece by piece. I'm not sure which is worse anymore, the station dying or me dying with it. The static is worse today. I can't even hear myself think over the hissing, the crackling, the buzzing of the air. The signal is distorted, warped, like something is pressing against it from the other side. But what could be on the other side? What's out there that could be stronger than the pulse of this frequency? Or maybe the static isn't coming from the outside. Maybe it's inside me now. Maybe it's inside my head. The hum is so loud I can feel in my bones. I've stopped looking at the clock. Time is a luxury I can't afford anymore. Time doesn't matter when the world outside has forgotten what it means to exist. Days pass in a blur of noise and shadows, and I can barely remember what day it is, let alone what I was doing before the hum started, before the whispers and the static. I heard something new today, something different. At first, I thought it was just my imagination. I've been alone here so long that I don't trust my senses anymore. The lines between reality and memory have blurred so completely that it's hard to tell which is which. But this was different. It started as a single word, so faint that I wasn't sure I heard it at all. Then it came again, louder this time. A name I haven't heard in a long time. John. I froze. I thought maybe I was dreaming. Maybe I was just losing it. I've been alone for too long, right? I've been hearing things. But no, it was real. I could feel it deep in my gut. That voice calling me, that name, it wasn't the static. It wasn't the hum. It wasn't the distortion. It was clear, a single, perfect word, cutting through the noise like a shard of glass. John. I can't explain it. I don't know how to explain it, but I know what I heard. The thing is, that wasn't the first time I've heard it. Not really. That voice, that name, it's the same one I've heard before. The same one that calls to me from the static every few days, every few hours. I just couldn't make the connection until now. I couldn't piece it together. It's her. It's Claire. I don't know how. I don't know why. But I heard her again. And this time, I don't think it was a trick of the signal. I think it was real. I can feel my chest tighten when I think about it. The way my breath catches, the way my heart aches when I remember her, when I remember us, before the flash, before everything changed. I promised her I would fix it. I promised her I would make it all right. I swore I would find a way to bring us back from the brink, but I couldn't. I couldn't save her. And now, I don't even know if I can save myself. I keep wondering if this is some kind of sign, if the station is trying to tell me something, if it's trying to bring her back, or if it's just playing with my mind. I want to believe. I want to believe that maybe, somehow, she's still out there, still alive, still waiting for me. I want to believe that this is a message, a lifeline, a thread that can pull me back from the edge. But then I remember the cold, the emptiness, the way she looked when I held her hand at the hospital. Her skin pale, her breath shallow. I remember the way the world felt like it was slipping away, piece by piece, and how I couldn't stop it, how I couldn't save her, how I couldn't save anyone. I don't know if I can trust the signal. I don't know if I can trust the voices I hear in the static anymore. The hum is louder now. It's almost deafening. It's so strong that I can't hear anything else. It's drowning out the whispers, drowning out the memories. But in the quiet, between the crackles and the buzz, I hear it again. Her voice. John, I don't know how to respond. I don't know what to say. Maybe it's not real. Maybe it's just the static playing tricks on me. But I don't think so. I think, I think this station is trying to tell me something. I think it's trying to bring me closer to something. Someone. Maybe it's Claire. Maybe it's something else. Something worse. I don't know how long I can hold on to this. How long I can keep listening, keep talking, keep broadcasting into the void. The station is dying. The signal is faltering. The walls are cracking. And I don't know how much longer I can keep going. But I'll keep talking. Because if I don't, if I stop, if I give up, then I'll disappear. I'll fade into the static, and the world will forget me. I can't let that happen. Not yet. You're still listening. And that means something. Maybe it means that we're not alone after all. Maybe the signal isn't just dead air. Maybe it's something more. Maybe it's a bridge, a connection, a lifeline. Maybe it's all we have left. You're listening to a signal that wasn't meant for you, but you found it. And maybe, just maybe, that means you're not alone. This is Station Echo. Still broadcasting. Still waiting. Still hoping. Until the hum fades. Until the walls fall. Until the last echo fades away. But I won't fade yet. Not while I still have a voice. The walls are no longer just cracking. They're starting to break apart entirely. I don't know how much longer the station can hold itself together. There's a heaviness in the air, like the way the world is slowly, inexorably pushing down on everything. The hum is getting worse. Louder, darker, almost alive. It thrums through my bones, through my teeth, like it's crawling beneath my skin. It feels like it's calling to something, something beneath the earth, or maybe beneath the static. I know I'm not imagining it. This isn't just the station's failing systems. It's something else, something older. It's a vibration in the air that doesn't belong here, doesn't belong to this world, not anymore. It shouldn't be, but it is, and it's pulling at me, drawing me closer, deeper into whatever this is. I used to think that I was the one in control here, that I was the one holding the line, keeping the signal going. But now I'm not so sure anymore. It feels like I'm being pulled into the current of something bigger than myself, something unstoppable. The station is dying. The signal is deteriorating. The static is overtaking everything. And yet, I can't bring myself to stop. I can't stop talking, can't stop broadcasting, because I know that if I do, if I stop just for a moment, the world will forget me. It'll forget everything. And I won't let that happen. Not yet. Not while there's still someone out there, somewhere, who might be listening. Sometimes I hear it, just before the hum takes over completely, just before the static becomes unbearable. I hear her voice again. John. It's faint, barely audible over the noise, but it's there. And each time, it makes my heart race. Each time, I reach out to the mic, to the signal, and I want to say something, anything, to make it stop, to make her stop. But I can't, because the moment I speak, the hum intensifies. The walls creak louder. The air presses down harder. It's like the station itself is reacting to my voice, like it's listening, like it's feeding off my words. I don't know what this is anymore. I don't know if it's just my mind breaking under the weight of solitude, or if something is actually trying to communicate with me, with us. I'm starting to feel like I'm losing myself, like I'm fading into the very static that surrounds me. Sometimes I don't even know if I'm still here. I can't remember what it felt like to be outside, to breathe fresh air, to feel the warmth of the sun. It's been too long in this place, too long in the dark. The memories are starting to blur. The faces of the people I once knew, the places I used to go, they're slipping away. And in their place, there's only this station, this signal, this hum that never stops. I can feel myself disappearing, but there's still something left. Something I can't quite put my finger on. It's that thread, that connection. The faint echo of something once real. The pulse beneath the static. The heartbeat that ties me to whatever this is. Last night, I did something I haven't done in a long time. I left the mic. I walked away from the station. For the first time in what feels like forever, I stepped outside. The air was thick, heavy with the weight of ash and smoke. The sky was black, swirling with clouds that never parted. I don't know why I thought it would be different. Maybe I thought I'd find something out there, something that would make sense of all this. But there was nothing. There was only silence. No birds, no wind, no signs of life. Just the echoes of the world as it once was. I stood there in the midst of all that nothingness, and for the first time, I felt truly alone. I could hear the station calling me back. I could feel the hum, low and insistent, tugging at me like a tether. It wanted me back. It wanted my voice. So I returned. I came back to the station, back to the signal, and here I am again, talking into the mic, hoping someone, anyone, is out there. I don't know what I expected when I stepped outside. I don't know what I was hoping to find. Maybe I was just searching for a reason to keep going, a reason to keep talking, to keep broadcasting. But there's no reason left anymore. Not really. There's just the static, just the hum, just the call of the signal, pulling me deeper. I don't know how much longer I can do this. I don't know how much longer I can hold on to myself, to the memory of who I was before everything fell apart, before the world ended. But I keep talking, because if I don't, if I stop for even a moment, then I'll be swallowed by the silence, by the hum, by the static, and I'll fade completely. I can't let that happen. I won't let that happen. You're still listening. I can feel it. I can feel you out there, even if I don't know who you are, even if I don't know where you are. I don't know how long this signal will last. I don't know how long I'll last. But as long as I can, as long as I still have a voice, I'll keep broadcasting. I'll keep reaching out into the dark. Because maybe, just maybe, we're not as alone as we think. Maybe the signal is the only thing left that ties us together. And maybe, just maybe, it's enough. You're listening to a signal that wasn't meant for you, but you found it. And that means you're not alone. This is Station Echo. Still broadcasting. Still waiting. Still hoping. Until the hum fades. Until the static drowns out everything. But I won't fade yet. Not while I still have a voice. The hum hasn't stopped. It's never stopped. Not once. It's a constant now. A presence in a room, vibrating through the walls and into my bones. Every minute that passes, it grows louder, stronger, like a wave building in the ocean before it crashes. It's as though the static itself is pushing against me, forcing me to listen, to feel it, to breathe it in. But I'm starting to wonder if it's all I'll ever hear again. The walls are still cracking. The concrete is weakening, crumbling away in places, revealing the rusted skeleton of the station beneath. I can see the skeleton of the world around me too. The empty streets, the abandoned buildings, the shattered remnants of everything we once built. The world is dying, but it's dying slowly. Every minute, every hour, everything slips a little further from what it used to be. The past feels distant now. The faces of the people I used to know, their voices, their laughter. Everything is slipping through my fingers like sand, and I can't hold on to it anymore. It's slipping and I can't stop it. Every time I think I've held on long enough, every time I think I've managed to push back the darkness, something changes. Another crack in the walls, another pulse of static, another voice in the noise. I can't remember the last time I ate something that wasn't stale or rotten. I can't remember the last time I slept without hearing the scraping sounds above, the thudding of something pacing, waiting, like it's never stopped. Sometimes I think it's not the station that's dying. It's me. Maybe I've been dying this whole time, just waiting for the end to catch up with me, waiting for the silence to swallow me whole. But I can't stop broadcasting. I can't stop speaking into the mic. The static is too loud, too consuming. I feel in my chest, the hum, the pull, the way it vibrates beneath my skin, beneath my bones, until it's all I know, until it feels like I am part of it, that I become the signal, and the signal has become me. I don't know what's happening anymore. I don't know what's real. Last night, I heard her again. Her voice. John. It was so soft, So faint, I thought I was dreaming. For a second, I didn't even recognize it. But I do now. I recognize that voice. I know it. I know her. Claire, I don't know how she's still here. I don't know how she's still reaching me through the signal. But I hear her. I hear her calling to me. Her voice so clear in the midst of the static that it cuts through the noise like a knife. It feels like a dream. It feels like I'm holding on to something that isn't real. But I can't stop myself from reaching back. I want to answer her. I want to call out to her. Tell her I'm here. That I'm still trying. That I haven't forgotten. But every time I open my mouth, every time I try to speak, the hum grows louder. The air around me vibrates with it. It shakes the walls. It shakes my mind. And I can't focus on anything else but the noise. The hum that won't stop. It's too much. It's all too much. I want to give up. I want to stop. I want to walk away from this place, from the signal, from the endless static. But where would I go? The world outside is nothing but ash and smoke. A graveyard of what we were. There's no way back. Not anymore. So I keep talking. I keep broadcasting. I keep pushing through the noise. The hum is deafening now. It's so loud it drowns out everything else. My own thoughts, my memories, the voices that still speak through the static. Everything is drowned in it. The hum is all that's left. But even through the noise, I can hear her. John, I don't know if I'm still dreaming. I don't know if this is real. But I know I'm not alone. Not anymore. I don't know what's left of the world. I don't know what's left of me. But I know this signal is still here. This station is still here. And as long as it's here, as long as I can still feel it, as long as I can still hear it, then maybe, just maybe there's still hope. You're listening to a signal that wasn't meant for you, but you found it. And that means you're still here. This is Station Echo. Still broadcasting. Still waiting. Still hoping. Until the hum swallows everything. Until there's nothing left but static. Until the last breath is taken. But I'll keep going. Because maybe, just maybe, we're not as lost as we think. Not while this signal is still alive. The hum is louder today. It reverberates through the entire station now, filling every corner, every crack. It's like a living thing, coiling itself around my mind, around my heart, until it's all I can feel, all I can think about. I can't remember when it started, this suffocating presence. The walls have become more than just walls. They feel like a cage. The air feels thicker now, heavier, and every breath feels like it's strangling me just a little more than the last. Sometimes when the hum is at its loudest, I forget what it was like before everything stopped, before the silence, before the flash. The static seeps into everything now. It's not just a broadcast. It's in the air, in the ground, in the places I used to know. The world outside is gone, forgotten, a fading memory beneath layers of ash and dust. And it feels like I'm slipping too, like I'm becoming a part of it. Maybe I already have. I wish I could remember what it was like to be human, to be alive, in the world as it was. I try. I try to think of it, to hold on to those memories of what we were. The world wasn't perfect, but it was something. And now there's nothing left. Just static, just this signal. There are times when I wonder if I'm the last person left. If I'm the only one still listening, still reaching out into the dark, hoping someone, anyone, is out there. But the longer I stay here, the more the uncertainty grows. The more I wonder if the signal is the only thing keeping me from fading completely. I've heard voices, some of them familiar, others not so much. Some speak in the same patterns as if they're coming from the same place, a place where the noise never stops, where the static is all there is. I record them, the voices. I keep them. I need to hear them. They keep me grounded. They remind me that I'm not the only one who remembers, that I'm not the only one who is real. But then, sometimes I hear the sound of something else, something that doesn't belong. It's hard to describe, but I know it's not human. It's like the hum itself is shifting, changing, becoming something else, something darker. It's like the signal is opening up a door to a place that shouldn't exist, a place that wasn't meant to be found. And I don't know if I should be afraid or if I should reach for it. Should I try to understand it? Should I follow it? I think that's the scariest part. Not knowing if I should stop or if I should keep going. Not knowing if I'm the last one who can hear this signal or if there's someone else out there. Someone else who still remembers what it was like. I don't know why I'm still here, still holding on. But I do know this. I can't stop. Not yet. Not as long as there's still someone, somewhere, who might be listening. There's no one to help me. No one to save me. No one to hold me together when everything is falling apart. It's just me and this signal. I keep waiting for the hum to stop, for the noise to fade. But it doesn't. It never stops. And each time I think it might, I hear her voice again. John. It's faint, but it's there. A whisper, like a thread in the darkness. A flicker of light in the black void. It's her. It's Claire. I hear her even when I don't want to. Even when I'm not sure I can take it. Her voice cuts through the static, piercing the veil between us. But it's not enough. It's never enough. I want to reach out, to say something, to answer her. But the static is too loud, too overwhelming. It drowns everything. I feel like I'm drowning in it. I don't know how much longer I can keep going. How much longer I can stay in this place, in this prison, without slipping completely into the dark. The station is falling apart. I can feel it, can hear in the grinding of metal against metal, in the way the wires snap and crackle. The very air itself feels like it's coming apart. And with it, so am I. But I can't leave. I can't stop. Because if I do, if I stop for even a moment, I'll be lost forever. I think of the world outside, of what it was, before the flash, before everything changed. I remember the sun, warm against my skin. I remember the sound of laughter, of footsteps on the pavement. I remember a life that isn't mine anymore. But that's all it is now, a memory, just like everything else. I feel like I'm being pulled back into it, into the static, into the hum, like I'm slipping away, like everything I once was is fading. And soon, there'll be nothing left but this signal, this dark, endless pulse that goes on forever. But then again, maybe that's all we are now. Just echoes in the dark, just static, just fragments of a world that's gone. And yet, here I am, still talking, still holding on. I don't know if it's enough. I don't know if anything I'm doing matters anymore. But I know I can't stop. I won't stop, because if I do, if I stop, then everything will be gone. You're listening to a signal that wasn't meant for you, but you found it, and that means you're still here. This is Station Echo, still broadcasting, still waiting, still hoping, until the hum fades, until the static consumes everything, until there's nothing left but the darkness. But I'll keep going, because maybe, just maybe we're not as lost as we think. Maybe we're still here. Maybe, together, we can hold on until the very end. I don't know if this will be the last time you hear me, if this broadcast will be the final one, or the hum will cut me off before I can finish, before I've said everything I need to say. But I have to try. I have to say it, even if the air is thick with a taste of dust and static. Even if the walls around me are crumbling piece by piece. Even if the world outside is silent and still, like the forgotten pages of an old book no one cares to read. I'm still here, still speaking, still holding on. But I feel it now, deep in my chest, the way of the end. The lights flickered this morning, weaker than they've ever been. The signal spiked, then dropped, and I heard it. I heard her voice again. John. It was so faint this time, barely a whisper beneath the hum, and I couldn't tell if I was hearing her or if it was just my mind breaking apart. But I had to respond. I had to answer, because that's what you do when someone you love calls your name. But I couldn't speak. The words caught in my throat. It felt like the air itself was pressing down on me, suffocating me, refusing to let me breathe. I don't know if I'm still dreaming. I don't know if I'm alive anymore. Or if this place, this signal, has already taken me somewhere far beyond life and death. I don't know if you're still listening. I don't know if anyone is. But if you are, if you hear this, if this reaches you, then maybe you'll understand. There's a part of me that's afraid to let go, afraid to stop, afraid that if I do, if I let the hum fade and the signal die, I'll disappear completely. Like everything that's come before me, everything I was will vanish into static. And no one will remember me. No one will remember us. But there's another part of me, the tired part, the part that's been here for so long, that's beginning to accept it. To accept that maybe the end isn't something to fight anymore. Maybe the end is just another part of the process. Maybe it's just the next step. I can't keep pretending I have control over any of this. Over the static, over the hum, over the broken world outside. I've been trying for so long, trying to keep something, anything, alive. But the longer I stay here, the more I realize there's nothing left to save. I can't save anyone. I can't even save myself. The world ended in ways we never expected. It didn't end with a bang or a flash. It didn't end with a bomb or a fight. It just slipped away. Quietly, slowly, one piece at a time. First, it was the people, then the cities, then the days, and now it's just the hum, just the static. But we're not forgotten yet. I won't let that happen. I can still hear her. Claire's voice. That's the hardest part. She's still here, somewhere in this static, in this place. And I don't know if it's real or if I've just gone mad. Maybe I'm already gone. Maybe this signal is all that's left of me, all that's left of us. But I'm not ready to let go. Not yet. I can't give up on the last part of myself. The last part of humanity that's still out there, still searching for connection, still trying to hold on, even in the face of everything falling apart. Maybe that's all we are now. Just echoes, faint signals, broken voices in the dark, stretching across an empty sky. But we're still here, even if it's just the two of us, even if it's just me and you listening, even if it's just the static, carrying the last traces of what we once were. This is the last broadcast. I don't know if the signal will hold long enough for you to hear this. I don't know if you're even still out there, but I have to believe you are. I have to believe you're listening. Because if you are, then maybe I'm not alone. Maybe none of us are. Maybe the end isn't as final as it seems. Maybe, just maybe, there's a little bit of us left, just enough to make it through. And that's all we need. You're listening to a signal that wasn't meant for you, but you found it. And that means something. This is Station Echo, the final broadcast. Still waiting, still hoping, until the hum fades, until the static swallows everything, until there's nothing left but the silence. But I'll be here, until the last breath, until the very end, because maybe, just maybe, we're not done yet.